Since we discussed on Monday that you came to America, you weren't born here. Where were you born and when did you come here?
Well, I was born in Nigeria, West Africa, and I came to America when I was 8 years old.
Okay. How did you first get involved in the ASA at Oakland?
My friend Tammy asked me, she was like, oh, we have African Student Association here at OU, so why not join? So I decided, I was already part of a different organization, but not within the school. So I really liked it because Wayne State had it, so I decided that I would join the one here at OU. So
gotcha. What were you involved in outside of Oakland?
I was involved with the Wayne State's African Student Association. I kind of just like danced with them and things like that. So that was interesting to me. So I've always thought, oh, you should have something like that. And when I brought it up to her, she was like, oh, we actually do. And I was like, oh, I'll join.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. How long have you been involved in it? Did you start it like when you first started college at Wayne State then, or?
Well, no, I never went to Wayne State.
You didn't go to Wayne
I didn't
State.
go to Wayne State.
Okay.
No, I actually just, was involved with their ASA.
Okay.
But I've been with ASA now since I believe since I started here at OU.
Okay.
So yeah,
Which
basically was in January 2012.
Okay. Let's see. What are some of the things that ASA does to raise awareness for African culture throughout the school?
On Mondays, we wear attire, like cultural attire and things like that. And also the same day, Monday, we teach like an African language class from different parts of Africa. And Wednesdays, we have like a cultural dance that we do, like practice and things like that. And we just try to get other students involved. We also have a show that we put on once a year, which is a cultural show, which showcases African fashion, lifestyle, basically everything that, like, good things about Africa, because you only see really the negative things on TV. So that's a good way that we try to get it out.
Do you think that this is like sufficient for like expressing your culture around the school, or do you guys think that maybe there's like more you could do, things like that? Is there things you're looking into doing that you haven't done yet?
I think there's always more that you can do. I mean, what we're doing right now, we're trying with the little that we have, but at the same time, I feel like we can do a lot more. We can definitely do a lot more.
Okay. Does ASA do any work with like other cultural related groups on campus? And if you guys do, like how often does that happen?
Yeah, we actually work with the multicultural center here at the OU as well. They have like a show that they have like an event they do every year, and we join and participate in that. We do sometimes we do dance, sometimes we put on our own thing, but they support it. And we try to basically lend a hand to any organization that, wants to join or wants help. We also had, I think, the Indian group as well that actually participated in our show last semester, so that was cool.
That's awesome. Has being a part of the ASA helped you feel like more at home here, like in Oakland, or has it just been like an extra thing that you've done?
It's made me feel more. I mean, as far as more as home, nowhere is like home. But as far as having people that understand you and your values and where you come from is always nice to have anywhere you go. So yeah.
Yeah. In your opinion, like, what is the overall purpose of ASA as an organization?
Well, the overall purpose of ASA is basically to enlighten people with the beauty and the culture of Africa, and get people to understand that there is so much more to Africa and the people than just, what you see on national news and, poverty and, yes, there is poverty, but guess what? There's poverty in the United States too.
Yeah.
So you can't just focus on one aspect of Africa. You have to focus on the whole thing about it. And ASA is reaching to be able to give back to, Africa and the people of Africa, and that's basically what the whole purpose of ASA is, because we're not just an organization here at OU, we're also trying to reach out back to, the people back at home and those that do need help, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you think that this group at Oakland does what that mission statement is? Do you think that they do that, or is it a little more like specialized toward like your own? You guys like changed it a little bit.
Really, I mean, I have to be clear when I say ASA, because there's an ASA literally at every single university.
Yeah.
So, it's a national organization.
Yeah.
So every school has their own thing that they're focused on, but we also have one goal to get the word out. But I feel that this specific ASA, we are going towards more of like, you know, giving back and getting students on campus to know that, you know, they can join as well. It's not just for African students. Anyone can join ASA. So that's something that we try to like make clear and different to people for them to understand.
Yeah, for sure. Did you know any of the other members? I said you knew Timmy earlier. Did you know anybody else before you joined the group?
Actually, yeah, I actually knew majority of the people. Like, you know, I'll see them at like different events and things like that. But then once we actually, you know, realized, oh my gosh, you got an OU? Oh, and then we all was in the same group, you know. It was really interesting to know that such a small world. Like I see you here, I see you there. Now you're good in my school.
Yeah. I know that in Africa, like obviously it's a continent, there are multiple countries, so there are multiple cultures in Africa. Do you guys ever have any like discrepancies or tensions in the group because somebody's culture differs from somebody else's?
No, not really. I mean, as far as like, okay, let me be honest with you on that one. We don't have any like actual like realistic differences or anger towards each other, but we joke around a lot about different culture, like Nigerians versus Ghanaians. We say, oh, we're better than you. But you know, that's just always how some Africans in general are. When you're comfortable with your group, you can joke around like that. But if you're not in a group that knows one another to that level, you can't just make that kind of joke. Yeah. So it's like a family.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is the family thing, like this kind of goes off of what I had on here, but is the family thing something that's like very traditional in like most African cultures? Because it's something that's really strongly tied. Yes. And do you think that's why like the group is so close?
I think the group is so close because we all know where we're from. You know, even those that were really raised here in America, the fact that they have that background and like, oh, you know, you guys came from me, they want to learn more about their culture. That's why they join the group as well. Everybody has their own purpose. But when you join something like this, it opens your eyes and gets you to understand, you know, so that's where I'm from. That's what they do. And you get to learn more while we learn from you as well, what your views on what you thought about Africa. So yeah, it's like a family. We're more like family.
I like that. Outside of the ASA here at Oakland, how much do you as an individual engage in the culture that your family is like from and like in Nigerian culture?
Well, I cook food at home. So I mean, as far as like engaging in the culture, I mean
things like that, speaking the language.
Like when I go back to my parents' house, we always speak the language. That's all we eat at home. That's basically all I eat at my place too as well. So cooking the food. Yeah. I connect with a lot of other students. There's another group that I'm involved in as well. It's another organization. And you know, we try to talk about Africa and things like that, and we'll get a better, you know, Africa. So yeah.
For sure. Kind of as like a side note, what are you pursuing like here at Oakland, and do you think that like being a leader in this organization will like help you at all in like your career endeavors, or is it more just like a personal, homey, cultural thing for you?
Well, to answer your first question, I'm going for psychology and human resource development, and well, the group in general is not just a group. Yeah. So it has helped me in a lot of different aspects. Oh yeah. My leadership skills, especially being able to keep track of things and be on time to stuff. Because like I told you about that African time. Yeah, we're really bad with that sometimes. Yeah. But I try my best to make it on time to things, and the group has definitely helped me out with that. So yeah.
Awesome. And just another side note, some studies, like I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of the stuff for this project. So some studies have shown that a lot of students who, whether they come from Africa to America just to study or they move with their families when they're younger, will go back and take the things they learned back to where they came from. Is that something that you or anybody that you know in this group has thought about doing?
Oh yeah, that's something that we all, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but from others that I do know, one of our major things is that we come here to learn,
Mhm.
but we take back to teach.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the thing that I feel like is extremely important, because if you're from somewhere, you want to make sure that you go back and take whatever you learn from anywhere else around the world, take it back there and enrich them with the knowledge that you have gained, so then to better your culture as well. So I think, yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people that actually do that. Take everything they learn here, take it back home, open a business, start something, give people jobs, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
awesome. How has, I should say, being in this organization, has it like broadened your horizons on other cultures? Has it, made you more focused on your own culture? Like, how has it affected you in that sense?
Culture-wise, it has broadened my horizon upon, like, being, because we focus on African culture here, but it also opened my eyes to knowing that, so if we can do something like this, I wonder what other people are doing within their culture. And I'm a very open person. I love to learn about different cultures, so that's something. So it's definitely broadened my horizon when it comes to like different cultures. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. If you could change one thing about the way that this organization at Oakland is run, what would you do?
I think I would change, if I could change people's mind, that would be great, because the drive that I have personally for this group and where I see it going in the future is far beyond what most people picture. But then that's where the situation, like, or the issue really arises. Like, who really takes it serious? Who wants to be in this group? Who wants to better the group? And when you and a couple of other people want to see the group go, above and beyond, but some other people, are just there for the fact that they can put on a resume, it becomes a hard thing. So if I could change people's mindset about the future of the group, that's something that I would definitely do.
And what is one thing, or if you want to say more things, that works too, that you would want to educate people on about this organization or just African cultures in general?
As far as the organization, I want people to know that it's not just for African students. African Student Association has the name because we want other students that are from other cultures to be able to come into the group and learn about our culture. So America is a melting pot, and when you don't have, like, you don't define your group, you're not gonna know what you're learning about the group. So having that title and the name just is only telling you that this is what we're here to teach you about. So the misunderstanding is just that it's for African students.
Yeah.
It's not just for African students, it's for all kinds of people. So yeah, that's, something that I feel is an issue.
Definitely. Is there anything about like African culture as a whole that you think that is like a misconception or something that people just
Yes, some people think that we all walk around barefoot and with grass skirts all over the place or something like that, and and that's just not true. Because if I could show people what I lived in, their jaws would drop. So there's poverty side, there's good side, but isn't that how it is all over the world? There's sides in Detroit that you would be surprised to see, and you'd be like, whoa, they have those kind of houses in Detroit? Yeah. And then there's sides that you'd be like, wow, I feel really bad for this kind of people. But that's a thing though. You see what you see. But if the TV only shows you poverty-ridden areas, that's all you're going to picture when you see that location. But they show you waterfalls and beautiful houses, and the economy, the growth of the economy, then you'd be like, oh wow, that's interesting. They have that in Africa, and that's what we're trying to show people, because we see that you see the negative every day. We're trying to show you the positive.
Yeah, that's
awesome. So yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Yep, we're good.